Logan Rishaw, everybody.
Keep it going for Screaming for Milo, everybody. When I came here, I didn't expect to hear covers of the Front Bottoms and Modern Baseball, but that was cool, being reminded how sad high school was. It's pretty rough. Are you guys college, high school age? How old are you? You look young in the front. 19? College? Okay. God. Like, just listening to Modern Baseball, like, made me remember what, like, a scene kid I was in high school. Like, the reason I have glasses right now is because I had, like, the parted hair that covered one eye, and it fucked my vision. Like, it was cool for a while because it was like being a pirate with an eye patch, so if I flipped it up, I could see in the mosh pit. And then after, like, 3 years, I needed glasses, which is how hipsters were made. We just fucked up our vision, and we're given these. That's cool. Before I start my set, I did want to say, like, we need to talk about the layout of this room. Really just the decorations. Specifically this, because there should be symmetry here, but it looks like you guys just couldn't find another piece of vinyl. Like, or a record store. You could probably find one more to hang on that hook.
That's the best record.
That's the best record? What do we got here? Sweet Pea by Tommy Roe, that's your best record? The Chip Sweet Pea by Tommy Roe? Alright. It is good to be here. I'm stoked to be in Lima. I thought I was going to have to cancel on this show last minute. I don't want to get too serious up front, but my grandmother passed away this week. So me and my parents have been putting together all the funeral arrangements. We have family coming in from out of town, and my uncle and some cousins had to come home early from their trip to Disneyland, so it's been a big to-do. But I wanted to start my set by saying, if there's a silver lining to all this, it's that my grandmother got to die doing what she loves, which is inconveniencing the entire family. It's okay, you guys can laugh. She's not actually dead yet. She's just getting very old. I want that joke to be perfect for when she does go. Just practicing that one a lot. I've been working on that joke for like 3 years because she just will not die. It's insane. I'm in a good place right now. Like, I usually have seasonal depression. Does anyone else here have seasonal depression? One guy? Two guys? Okay. I have a very severe case because mine occurs during all of the seasons. So that's been tough. I did find a good cure for depression, though. In case anyone here is suffering with it, I want to like share it so maybe it can help you. I found that the best cure for depression is Netflix and Captain Crunch. Hear me out. So, like, Netflix, as we all know, turns you into a lifeless drone that can't think or feel and only lives to consume entertainment. And then the Captain Crunch will cut the roof of your mouth so you can start to feel again. I'm glad to be in a good spot right now. At the beginning of the year, I was in a rough place. My girlfriend was studying abroad over in London, and the 5-hour time difference was constantly getting to me. I'd be checking my watch and thinking things like, okay, it's 9 o'clock over here, so over in London, that means she's probably cheating on me. I tried to talk to her before she left. I was like, hey, I get it, you're going to be studying abroad, you're going to have all these new experiences, you're going to want to try things. If you want, we can take a break and see other people while you're gone. But she's better at negotiating than I am. So we settled on we can see other people as long as they're British, which is a way better deal for her. Like, I don't want to say that that relationship ended badly, but now whenever I play Oregon Trail, I always name one settler after her and then immediately send them out to get mauled by a bear. And I know what you guys are thinking. Like, you're like, Logan, you can't do that from the start. You're going to totally handicap yourself. You're never even going to make it to Fort Snake. And you're right. I don't. You guys play a lot of Oregon Trail. You caught me. I have a job that I really like now, which is cool because I was looking for jobs for a while and I'm terrible at it. I'm terrible at filling out applications. I had this one job application ask me if I've ever been convicted of a felony, and I wasn't sure which answer would get me the job at Denny's. It's a real tough one. I'm usually not good at phone interviews either, but I had one that was pretty killer. I was doing great, and then at the end of the interview, the woman on the line said, hey, just so you know, for this position, there's going to be a mandatory drug test. Are you willing to consent to a drug test? And then I said, when's the drug test? Which is not the right answer to that question. She was cool about it, though. She was like, the drug test is going to be in about a week. So I was doing the math in my head. Like, okay, it'll take 2 weeks to get whatever weed is in my system out. So it's 1 week from today, more or less, than 2 weeks from the last time I smoked. Which is pretty easy math, but I was real stoned at the time. So I just told her I think that might work. And if a potential employer asks you if you can pass a drug test and you give them a firm maybe, You're not getting that job. No way. But I do have a job that I like now. I work at a bank, and part of my job is I handle estates for people. I get to look at their wills, and looking at people's wills is real fun because you get to see everything that they've amassed in their life and how they want to divide it among their friends and family. Like one guy, his started out pretty good. He had 2 classical Fender guitars from the 50s that he gave to his nephews. Second thing on his will, he had a bunch of family photos he wanted to go to his sister. Number 3 on his will, to his best friend Frank, he bestowed his 32-disc collection of MASH, the box set. That stood out to me. I thought that was a little weird, but I looked it up on Amazon. MASH, the complete series DVD, about $80. That's a good score for Frank. That's pretty nice. But then when I was looking at the info, the complete series is actually a 34-disc set. So he lost 2 of the discs and still willed it to his friend. And then the best part was like 3 pages later, he amended his will and took it back. He just literally said, I no longer wish to give my 32-disc collection of MASH to my old friend Frank. And it kills me that I'll never know what happened in that relationship. One thing that I really like about my job is that it gives me time to pursue my real passion in life. Comedy is not my real passion in life. My real passion is I want to start a They Might Be Giants cover band. We're going to be called They Might Be Giants. I got it figured out too. We're going to wear masks to be mysterious, so no one's going to know who's in the band. And if we sound real good, people at the shows might say something like, I think They Might Be Giants, They Might Be Giants. That'll be pretty dope. Pretty cool. Another thing that my job allows me to do is it lets me travel a lot. They give me a lot of time where I can just freely travel. And I like going to touristy, kitschy, weird Americana areas. Like, I was in Niagara Falls a couple weeks ago, and they have all these weird tourist traps everywhere, and I love that. They've got like a Ripley's Believe It or Not museum, a wax museum, and then me and my buddy, we saw this thing called a mirror maze. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a room full of mirrors you have to try and find your way out of. My buddy saw it, and he looked at me, and he's like, dude, do you want to drop acid and go through a mirror maze? Like, I don't know if you guys have ever tripped before, but the last place you want to be is a room where you see 100 versions of yourself. And if you hug any of them too tightly, they turn into shards of glass. So I was like, I don't think that's a good idea, dude. Like, we can smoke pot and go through the mirror maze. And I just want you guys to know, if you get real high and go through a mirror maze, you're not going to find the way out. But you will find yourself. I really just started smoking pot again pretty recently. And I say again because in high school I was a huge stoner, but my friends made me stop. They said it made me bitter and paranoid. But now that I'm smoking again, I realize that they were just jealous of my happiness and trying to ruin my life. Try not to have too many vices, though. I got a gym membership a few weeks ago, and I got a gym membership in January, and I've already lost about 15 pounds. That's pretty cool. I haven't been inside of the gym yet, but I've got like $80 less to spend on food every month. The biggest thing for me right now is I'm trying not to eat fast food. Like, I love Taco Bell. Any Taco Bell fans?
Yeah.
It's weird. Now Taco Bell, it's taken on this new role in my life. Like, it's like my new ex-girlfriend in a lot of ways. People come over and they tell me about new promotions going on with Taco Bell, and I have to act like I'm not that into it. Say things like, hey Logan, did you hear that Taco Bell puts Fritos in their burritos now? I'll be like, that's disgusting. Taco Bell's just doing anything for attention these days. But then I'll go to the bar and I'll start drinking, start thinking about Taco Bell and all the good times we used to have together. A few beers in, I'm like, you know what, Fritos and burritos, I'm kind of into that. Last call rolls around. Like, you know what, maybe I'll pay Taco Bell a little visit. Wake up the next day covered in wrappers and regret, naked in my bed, thinking, what have I done? Because I slept with Taco Bell again. I work in this really nice neighborhood in Cleveland. I don't live in the nice neighborhood, I just happen to work there. And it's like this rich suburb, and a few weeks ago, they had a bomb threat on their high school, and they locked down the entire high school. And it was a real scary thing. Like, everyone in town was talking about it. They were all freaked out because it was just so soon after the last shooting. So as soon as they got a bomb threat, they shut down everything. No one could go in or out. People were freaked out. And I thought that was real scary, because I'm only about 6 to 8 years outside of high school. I remember how it was back then. When I was a kid, you could call in a bomb threat, that was just a goof. That's how you got out of 8th period. Like, it was sweet. We knew the drill. And I guess What I'm trying to say, it's real sad that we live in a country these days where you can't just make a bomb threat to get out of a quiz. Things have changed. You guys like time machines? You guys like thinking about time? You look like you like time machines. Yeah. I saw that nod. If you had a time machine, where would you go first? What's the one place you would check out?
I don't know.
Any point in time.
Like early Rome.
Early Rome?
Yeah.
All right, that's cool. So you just want to like be there when you murder Jesus? Is that part of it?
That'd be eventful.
If I had a time machine, the first place I would go, 1998. Because I want to sit in with Kid Rock while he records his third studio LP. Specifically, I want to be there at that moment where he's in the studio and he has to explain to the producer that he wrote a song called Ball with the Ball. And that it's going to go ball with the ball, to bang, diggy, 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 say the boogie, say up, jump the boogie. I want to be there when that producer says, hey kid, let's go talk to the label. This is going to be your single. We need to talk to them. And the guy in charge of the label is going to be like, hey kid, this is your biggest album. This is going to be your single. This is how people are going to know you. Are you sure you just want to say ball with the ball, to bang, diggy, 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 say the boogie, say up, jump the boogie? They need to relate to you. And kid thought about it and he'd have to be like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to start this song with 3 ball with the ball, to bang, diggy, 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 say the boogie, say up, jump the boogies. And then I'm going to say, my name is Kid Rock, and then go back to ball with the ball, to bang, diggy, 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 say the boogie, say up, jump the boogie. And then they had to sign off. They were like, cool, take the money, we're going to make that album. That sounds great. That is future Senator Kid Rock. You guys ready for that? You ready for that moment in 2020 where he takes the stands after getting elected senator in Michigan, goes up to that podium, and the first thing he says to everyone is ball with the ball, to bang, diggy, 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 say the boogie, say up, jump the boogie. My name is Senator Kid Rock. I like to travel a lot. My favorite place in the world is Amsterdam. Amsterdam's a real crazy place because when you're there, you're never sure if people are speaking Dutch to you or if you're just high. But it's always both. When I was in Amsterdam, I had one of the best moments of my life. What I did there is me and my friends stayed in some hostels, but every morning I would wander off on my own, smoke a few joints, see some museums and sights. And one morning I woke up, got real high, and I wandered around and I saw this big museum-looking building with a line of people coming out. And I just said to myself, whatever those people are doing today, that's what I'm doing today. So I waited in this line. It took about 2 hours to get through it. And when I got to the front of the line, someone, like an usher, came up to me, put his hands on my shoulder and said, excuse me, young man, do you want to meet the president? And I was like, holy shit, I'm about to meet the president of Amsterdam. And Amsterdam's a city, it's not a country, so they don't have like a president of Amsterdam. And I didn't think that because I was high. I'm just American, so I don't really know geography that well. But he pulls me into this room, and all of a sudden I am face to face with President Barack Obama. And I was like, holy shit, I'm way too high for this. He was there taking pictures all day with people coming into the museum. He's just there in his pose in front of the camera, like ready to take people. He's not even turning to see the next person. I walk up to him smelling like weed, talking to him about Iraq a bunch. He doesn't even acknowledge me. I think I pissed him off. But I took the picture, and they handed it to me. They gave me a physical picture, and I carried it with me the entire day, and I was stoked. It's like, I can't believe it. I went to Amsterdam, got real high, and I met President Obama. This is the craziest thing that's ever happened. And then I carried it with me for like hours walking around the city. Got back to the hostel that night, saw my friends, and I was like, hey guys, check out what I did today. And they took the picture, and they looked at it, looked at me, and they were like, holy shit, you went to the Wax Museum today. That's awesome. And I should have known, because after I met President Obama, I ran into Johnny Depp, E.T., and 3 different James Bonds. All right, you guys, that's going to be my time. I'm Logan Rishaw. Keep it going for your host. We're done.
Keep going for Logan Rishaw, everybody.